Hi guys, welcome back to my craft room. Hold on. I'm grabbing a piece of paper. I figured today I would go ahead and do some stamping and some coloring because I need some gnomes and probably a lot of gnomes. You guys will see in a future video. It's a gnome themed kit, so. And it doesn't have enough gnomes. It only came with, I think, 9 gnomes. And I'm making so many extra cards that I need some more. So I'm going to stamp out some more gnomes. Maybe some sentiments. Color them up. And we're going to talk about the farmer's market. Because I have not updated you guys on it yet. Debating if I want to do Memento or Stays On. Let's use the Memento. I haven't used it in a long time, so I might as well use it up, right? I've been kind of favoring the Stays Ons. Oh, that's not enough. So, the farmer's market. I started the farmer's market last year. Well, selling it. I didn't. But I kind of had a goal in mind, and it was I'm gonna purchase a canopy, a table, and a chair. Like that. That was kind of my purchasing for getting ready for the farmer's market. I was like, that's gonna be cool because then I can have those as kind of a, if I do decide to start doing craft fairs, if I start to do any other kind of, events. And my whole goal was pretty much, I'm gonna try to make as much as I can, but basically I want to break even. Because I knew with COVID and all that, no one really had any money. No one's no one's gonna want to buy extra items, which at that point I was selling stuff that I already pre-made, although I ended up making stuff for it anyway last year. But anyway, so I didn't think it would go over very well, but I still had high hopes. Plus it gave me something to do, because we weren't really able to do trips. We weren't really doing, just multiple things getting in the way. And it was kind of something to do outside of the house. Plus, I was able to get through a lot of my already made crafts. So, well, the idea was to. I didn't really get through very much, but anyway. Because I had a lot of stock left over from when I was making stuff for the game shop to sell, a bunch of the geeky stuff. I had a bunch of that left over, and that's kind of what I sold at last year's farmer's market. I had a bunch of wreaths and stuff, some mugs. Actually, did I have mugs left? I don't remember. Hair ties. I think most of the stuff you guys had seen, I did videos on them. I think it was mainly the crafty Christmas videos is the stuff that I made. But I ended up, I have to do him like this. I don't remember how much I sold in general, but I know how much I made. So I did the farmer's market from, I want to say it was March. No, that's not right. I know we did the farm, I think it was the end of May is when we started. Maybe the 1st of June. Oh, I don't remember. But we ended up going until, I stopped at, I think, September. Like the first week of September. That's when I stopped. And I made less than $20. Like way less. It was probably around $10 a week. So I was selling, well, I sold a bunch of stuff because I did like really low prices on multiple items. So it was like, you know, dollar cards, dollar note cards. I did a lot of dollar stuff, $2 stuff. And I made $200 for the whole year. You know, it wasn't year, but for the farmer's market last year, I made $200, like overall. And it was fine. I was like, yeah, cool. It got me out of the house. It was good. And then I got, oh, and I was able to make enough money to cover the chair, the table, and the canopy. I think I had a little, sorry. Oh, goodness. I had a little left over as well, if I remember correctly. Like, it wasn't, like, exact. I think I made a little bit more than what the table and all that cost. So, he only has a nose? Okay. That's the only skin showing, apparently, is his nose. So it was good. I was like, okay, cool. I met my goal. It was still, you know, I can't believe I only made that much, whatever. But I was like, the goal was met, so I was okay with it. And then this year, I got the invitation to come back. I was like, cool, okay. You know, everything's changed. There's not, you know, there's a lot more hope in this one. I was like, this one's going to do better. This one's going to have more people. This one's going to have, you know, I kind of went in with a theme. The hubby and I kind of sat down and talked about, you know, what I was wanting to do this year. And that's what I did. I kind of had a theme going along the lines of the gift bags and like setting up just certain cards and then the sets, and then added in the bookmarks on the last week that I was there. But so what's weird is his eyes are kind of coming through. I feel like I'm gonna just do like this. Yeah, that's cute. Just kind of like a little circle right above his nose as well. But from what I could tell, I did 2 weeks of the farmer's market. And I had, well, to begin, I really had high hopes. I was like, this one's going to be so much better than last year because I have a dedicated product. I have, you know, more people should be there. There's like no excuse, right? Everything should be good. So I bought the grates, the grid wall, which actually I'm glad I didn't just buy them for the farmer's market. I bought them as well to put my ribbon up. And I actually enjoy it as a ribbon holder more than actually using it as a merchandise holder, whatever. But I still haven't put it back up. I'm trying to think what else I bought. Well, I bought bags to put the stuff in. A lot of bags. So I have a ton of that. Other than that, no, I didn't really purchase anything for it. Well, stuff for the grid wall, but that, you know, I'm just gonna call that as the grid wall itself. And trying to think of, no, I think that's all. Everything else I had the table, the tablecloth, you know, everything else. I'm pretty sure that was all. So I really only spent maybe $100, maybe a little less. And trying to decide if I like that green and red combo. It's got more of like an olive green, and it's like a really bright red. I'm deciding if I want a brighter green. I could do like a brick red to go with the olive. Oh. Yeah, so those two will go together. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to get hiccups. But, so it wasn't bad. You know, it wasn't a loss because I'm using the grid wall on its own. Like, it's not... Ooh, maybe this parrot green. Which, that's why I tend to buy things the way I buy things. It's like, it has to be multi-use. Because if it doesn't work for one thing... Ooh, this lush green, that's for sure. If it doesn't work for the one thing I intended it to, then it for sure will work for the other. So, you know, I do things mathematically, I guess. It's how I justify things. But I did 2 weeks. I did the updates. I loved doing the updates. I think that was the only thing I enjoyed about it. It was fun to make the little update video. You know, it was actually kind of fun to set everything up and see all of my, you know, all of the creations I've done throughout the year up. It was good seeing them again, you know. It's like long lost friends. Like, oh, I remember when I made, oh, I remember that video, like, you know. And I don't like that much open space. I'm wondering if I should do like some stripes or something. No, I don't like that. But I didn't like the farmer's market itself. The first day I was remembering, I was like, oh yeah, this actually kind of sucked last year. It was kind of bad. Like, I remember now. So there's just some type of emotion that these other vendors had. There was so much tension in the air. There was so much competition, which is so weird because, well, mostly everybody had their own products. Like, nobody really had the same products, which that's like a standard for vendors. You can't, you have to kind of vet the people you're bringing in and make sure that you don't have the same products, you know, multiple times. There was only one that kind of overlapped, and it wasn't bad, like. But these people, oh my gosh, they had so much emotion against each other. And it was such a bad environment. I don't know if it affected the way the customers, you know, came in and felt. I feel like it had to have. Because, like, nobody was friendly unless they were making money. And I hated it. I hated it so much. And the customers themselves, I hate calling them customers, but the people that came to the farmers market themselves, they had their own weird set of emotions. It felt like last year, I think it was a little bit better with the people that actually came. I feel like there wasn't as much of a strange vibe. I don't know. Although they were wearing masks last year, so maybe I just couldn't tell. I couldn't read their faces. But like any customer that came they kind of had this, I don't know, I guess I can't really pinpoint it. Not like an aloofness, but close to it. I can't really pinpoint for some reason. But you could definitely tell, like, they didn't really want to be there. They didn't really want to support anybody there. And then, like, if they did, they went straight to that table and then left. It was pretty bad. We did have the church that ran it. They had a raffle basket. And I think most people just came to do that. It kind of seemed like that was the thing. Oh, and we also had the library doing used books. And that was kind of, you know, a driving factor for people to come. But it kind of set up a really bad precedent for the type of people that would come. It was mainly, you know, low income, really can't spend more on stuff, and really, to be honest, they wouldn't buy fresh produce or baked goods because they're already making their own baked goods because they have to save money, and they're not buying fresh produce. They're typically buying frozen veg, maybe not even frozen veg, maybe canned veg, sometimes probably not even actual veg, like, because, you know, that's kind of how I grew up. We ate carbs, and you made all the baked goods yourself because you couldn't afford. But anyway, so I resignated, you know, it's like, you know, these people, they can't afford to spend that extra money on supporting these small businesses / artisans / you know. So it was kind of a bad precedent already. It was on a different street that a lot of people wouldn't be able to walk to as well. And I think that was an issue, because we definitely have a separated town. It's, you know, income separation. One side's very low income and one side's pretty high income. So the low income couldn't really come except, you know, except for like the really designated, that's not the right word, dedicated, oh my gosh, really dedicated people that, you know, came to talk to their friends, essentially. And then not really anyone from the high income part of town came, because it wasn't part of the high income. It was appealing to the low income people, which you kind of have to decide which one you're doing. That's the only way. I think that they should have done the low income side of town so that they could bring fresh vegetables to the low income side of town and make it available to them. Because those people are normally only shopping at, you know, a Dollar General or whatever, because they can't make it to the other side of town where there's a grocery store. So I think it would have been a really great chance for that side of town to have some fresh vegetables and some nice food. Not that it's not nice food, but you know what I mean. This is kind of a very hard subject for me to talk about. It's kind of all of it is. Brings up a lot of emotions in me as well, so. It was definitely not see, I'm trying to choose my words so carefully because I don't want to offend anyone. But also I feel like it should be talked about, you know? Because it's not normally. I think that's why there's a lot of emotion with it, because it's not talked about as much as it should be. But, like, besides that, I was not having fun. And one of my main goals, well, I tried to do that before, but, you know, last year I kind of had to put it on the sidelines. But one of my main goals is I don't want to do something if I'm not having fun with it. Because I've spent most of my life doing things that did not take into account my feelings. And it's something that I have to start doing now. A lot of self-care and whatnot. So, I decided, nope, I'm not doing it anymore. The money I wasn't making, I could tell it was going to be about the same. I didn't have a 0 day yet. That's the thing. Like, I had a few I think I had 2 0 days last year. And of course, it's a bummer because you're setting up everything. I did eventually start making things for the farmer's market, like, specifically. So there were some hurt feelings. It was like, you know, I'm making this stuff to fill a need. I'm making the stuff to, you know, that people said, hey, I would, you know, like to purchase that kind of thing. Or, you know, keep that up because I think that would do well, that people would like that. And I'm very susceptible to taking in people's critiques. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. And then it doesn't play out. It's either, I don't want to say wrong, but it doesn't happen. It's not that way. So, I got a lot of hope up, you know, thinking, well, if I do that, then people will like it. And that wasn't the case. I think I'm really learning, like, I have to do what I love. I have to do what I want. I have to have fun with whatever I'm doing because I'm not going to be receiving any kind of, I don't even really know. I'm not going to receive what I'm wanting, is essentially the truth there. So I have to have my own motivation to do this, and that's because I love it. I don't need to count on other things to make me love this. I just have to do what I love. And the bad thing is, though, it just kind of sits in some totes. A lot of it gets sent to the nursing home, but there are definitely, like, some projects that I love so much, and I can't part with. So they just sit in some bins. And, you know. So, I decided I'm not gonna put myself through that tension anymore of the people that are there. I'm not gonna make things just because people say that they would like that. I'm not gonna go because I feel like I need to sell my products, because there's a lot of validation that I was seeking from the money, because all through my life, money has been the factor to value people. Not myself inherently, but that's what I've been taught. It's, that's what I've been told, is the amount somebody makes is the value. Oh my gosh. See, like, I'm laughing about it because it's so ridiculous sounding, but that's what I've been told my whole life. Is like, which is a good thing, because if I can laugh about it, that means that I don't believe it as much. So, but there's still, I mean, obviously there's still, and it definitely comes from whenever I'm in a bad headspace, it comes out more. Those past beliefs that were taught to me, they start coming back out. But I recognize now that money has no place in value. Well, I mean, I recognized it before. Like, growing up, I knew that wasn't. But, it's always those past beliefs. Or it's not past beliefs, but it's taught beliefs. I can't quite remember the term, but it's all those taught beliefs that start creeping back up eventually, and in some cases. But I honestly knew everybody had a value. Everybody is just, worth so much. But I couldn't find the value in myself, which I know is such a double standard. Because it's like, well, if you believe that for other people, why can't you believe that for yourself? So, it's something I'm really trying to work on. And the fact that at the farmer's market, you could tell it was like a hierarchy. It was like, well, I make more money, so my bread's better than your bread. So it was definitely bringing me back to what I've been taught. And I think because I had started to cut those people out of my life before, the people that, told me on pretty much a daily basis. And then anytime I saw them, even if I wasn't seeing them daily, it was whenever I did see them, it was basically a, how much are you making? Are you going to turn it into a job? How are you making money? Like, it was always your value is based on how much you're making. Which is wrong. And being told that over and over, you start to really kind of believe it about yourself. So I had kind of turned back to, talking to those people during last year because, well, all the hardships and stuff, it was basically, I can't put them through not seeing me, not talking to me, like I couldn't be another burden. Sorry. Another burden on somebody's thoughts. during this tough year, you know. Oh, goodness. You always think you cry enough about these things, but... Oh, clearly the emotion's still there. Still there and raw. And I've always been taught, you know, don't show emotion, don't. So it's very hard. Like, I constantly just want to pause this and not put it out there. But for me to progress, for me to stop thinking these things about myself, it's almost kind of like I have to allow this to just be out there and in the open. Allow people to see me, not the version that people want to see, or I don't know, the version that I've been taught that people want to see. So it's almost like a rebellious act. I have to rebel against all those taught feelings, emotions. I have to allow my thoughts, my feelings, all that to be out in the open. So I know it's going to be very uncomfortable for a lot of people, because most of my life I've not allowed it, because I thought it would make me less of a person. I don't know. That's like the crazy thing. And it I guess that means I'm progressing, because I really don't understand why. Like, why was I giving myself these rules? Why was I allowing, you know, these pressures? But, you know, it's what you're taught. It's what... But yeah, so the farmer's market brought up a lot of a lot of stuff. Oh, goodness. I think we're done with the skin. I think we'll do this row brights. This one's distressed. I don't know what I would call that. Aged, maybe. So I quit it. I quit the farmer's market. And it was hard to do. I had so many times where I was like, well, I'll just go back, you know. Hold on, I'm gonna blow my nose. Okay. So there were many times where I told myself, you know, I can just go back, and I gave myself the hope of, hey, maybe it won't be so bad. Hey, maybe, you know, we'll be able to make at least the money that I spent on the grid wall back. And I kept telling myself no. Why do I feel the need to subject myself to that? And it's all because of that lie that I was told. You know, your value comes from how much you make. Your products are only good if you're selling them for a certain amount of money, you know? Your products are only good if they're being sold. But I think I just kept telling myself no. You know, why would I have to do that? And I think eventually it just stuck, and it was like, no, I'm done. I'm done with it. And there'll probably be still times where I'm like, you know, I should go back. I should try and, but no. The people there sucked. The people that came sucked. Like, they were all dealing with their own stuff, but you know, it's how they dealt with it that I didn't find okay. I was not going to sit through that. I wasn't going to allow myself to be subject to that torture, essentially, because I'm not going back to last year. I'm moving forward. I'm going back to like 2018 when I was still, you know, when I was doing good. So I have to essentially set boundaries with myself, which is very hard to do. I have to tell myself, you know, only do, and it sounds so wrong because like that's what I've been told not to do my whole life. So to be told by myself to do this stuff, it almost sounds like you're being selfish. No, it does. It's no almost about it. But it's what I've got to do if I want to have a nice life. I guess I don't really know what comes after. I just know it's wrong, so I've got to stop allowing it to happen. I really like that combo. That's cool. So yeah. It's strange, the feeling. Oops. I need to get the white gel pen out for that. Probably not a best idea to color things while you're a hot mess. Shaky hands and all that. I don't even, oh, there he is. White gel pen. I'll color up, actually you guys will see these after. What am I thinking? You'll see them in the gnome kit that I'm working on. So I think that's pretty much all of the feelings and thoughts that were behind the farmer's market. I think I want to do something else, because that's something else I'm trying to do. I want to try things out. I want to see what I like, because it would just be kind of a standstill if I didn't try to find things that I liked. So I'm gonna try some new things. I'm gonna work on, see, I say that, but then like inherently my body like flinches, because there's a lot of feelings in, you know, starting something new as well, especially coming off of something that, you know, I tried and it didn't work. But I'm starting to realize quit is not a bad word. It's okay to quit things. Because all through my life it's been, you can't quit. Like, even though it was a double standard again, because everybody else could quit, but I myself could not quit. So, gosh, so many feelings. So quit is not a bad word. It's okay for me to quit. And quitting something doesn't mean that I should stop trying new things. Because I love trying new things. It's actually really fun. But then I feel like I have to continue on with them even though I don't like them, because I can't quit. So, I'm gonna get used to the word. I'm gonna get used to quitting things and being okay with it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I don't have to make myself do something just for the sake of seeming, I don't know, put together for a bunch of people that don't actually care about me. They care about the image of me. I don't know. There's lots to dig deep into that conversation. Haven't quite figured out yet. It's got more of a primitive look to it. That's a good wording for it. I might put on some Christmas movies and color the rest of these gnomes, because I think I've pretty much talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Got all my feelings and emotions out. Which I do feel sad that, you know, I really like doing the farmer's market recap or update videos. That was fun. I liked that. But everything around it didn't. It was not fun. So I've got to find something like that I can do. That I can have fun with. And we'll see. Hopefully I can figure something out. He's cute. I like that color scheme. Well, I mean color scheme. The tones of those colors. Sorry, I'm shaking my hand a lot. There it goes. I like the colors of both of them. Cool. I feel it was very productive. We got a lot out. But yeah, so hopefully new things, trying some new things, not going back to old default. I don't know. That was a strange sentence that I don't quite know. Not going back to old habits? I don't know. We'll see. But thanks for hanging out with me. And hanging out with me while I talked about why I quit the farmer's market and went into some deep stuff. I don't know when you guys are gonna see the gnome video. We'll kind of play it by ear. How about that? I'm almost done with it. I have all the cards pretty much made. I just needed gnomes to put on them. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I feel like I have to say something to, like, make this video substantial or something. So, I'm not going to. I'm just gonna go. Alright guys, I hope you're having a crazy day. Good crazy, not bad crazy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.